sick and tired of hearing me talking about action and moving forward and taking action to give yourself the life that you want. But I harp on this because it is so important. We sat complacent for years in our home. We purchased it, lived there, were happy, had a baby when we moved in, when we bought the house. Then we had another baby while we were there. And then we got pregnant with the third baby and said, we need a bigger space, and put it on the market. And just due to circumstances with my husband's health and our dog, there went the down payment for another house. So we took it off the market, and then we sat complacent. That house was good to us. Don't get me wrong. We met some very nice people in our neighborhood that we still talk to today. My kids were in a great school, but we sat complacent for way too long. And it hurt us financially, it hurt us emotionally, and it hurt us mentally because we were always in a rut and we couldn't figure out why. We were doing okay. We were relatively happy in the sense, but there was just always something that, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it. It was just a feeling. It's just, the house was great, but we just didn't love where we were. We didn't enjoy the community as much as we felt like we should have been enjoying it, and we just felt like a change was needed. But we kept putting ourselves in a position financially that we couldn't move forward because we were filling this void with trips and, you know, spending money on things that weren't absolutely necessary. I mean, we were okay, but we could not move forward. We couldn't see the light at the end of the tunnel. So we started doing some renovations to try and make it more of what we wanted. That helped for a little while until it wore off. It's like a shiny object syndrome. Like, it was great for a while. Well, finally got our butts in gear this time in 2023. We decided to renovate the kitchen, and I mean a full top to bottom renovation. This was a new house when we bought it. It was a spec house, so it was builder grade all the way. So we decided to renovate the kitchen. We did that in February and I think into March. It was beautiful. Like, it was absolutely fantastic. And we loved it. Well, then we decided, we found a house out of nowhere. Just happened upon this house. And I'm like, oh, let's go look at it. So we go look at it, and we're like, we can make this work. It was in Richmond Hill. Thought about putting an offer. They didn't accept. Okay. Well, then now we had our butts in gear. So we started looking hard. Found another one. Put an offer in. They didn't accept. Both of those houses, though, we really weren't, it wasn't perfect, but it would work as our next step. Well, we said, you know, we need to finally renovate the master bath. That's the only room left. Let's keep looking, take a little break. Let's look a little further. Maybe we've changed our mind. Maybe we don't want to be in Richmond Hill. Not for any reason other than we just, I don't know, maybe that's not the place for us. We highly believe in everything happens for a reason. So maybe that's just not the place for us because it hasn't worked out. So we start looking a little further south, and we end up and decide that kind of an area that we like. We start looking at some properties. We're working on getting the master bathroom renovated because it was the only room left in the house that wasn't renovated. And we found a house. We put an offer in, and it was accepted. So immediately, I'm talking within days, ours had to be on the market. So we had ours prepped and ready, had the photographer come in, had my photographer Vanessa, who's phenomenal, come in and take pictures of the house. We got it listed, and we had a huge kerfuffle. There was something going on with the MLS that it got hacked into, or some conundrum. And our listing that should have showed, I mean, top of everybody's list, was now showing way down here like we'd been on the market for over a month. So it looked like our house had just been sitting there for over a month. And I knew damn good and well that house should sell very quickly because of all the renovations that we did, because of the location, because of the school zones. Like, I knew. We priced it well. Like, we knew it should sell really quickly. So it was a little worrisome when the first few days we had nobody call about showings. And it wasn't until that weekend that I found out that it was because nobody was seeing it on the MLS because it had bumped all the way to the bottom. So it was discouraging. But then after I figured that out, the next day we had 2 showings, and both showings brought 2 really great offers. So we contracted one and contracted the backup offer. So if the first one fell through, we already had a backup offer. And we were so excited. Like, everything was falling into place. And it did. Everything fell into place. Everything panned out exactly how we needed it to. We were able to move down here, and it was stressful. I mean, moving is stressful, but we were able to move down here, and our kids started school. They loved it. They are doing so well in school, and we are thriving. The traffic isn't as bad. I'm not stressing about things. I come home, my house might be a mess, but I still love coming home, which I can't say that about the last house. There's just a different feeling. And I don't know, maybe it's because I can sit on my front porch and talk to you and see the water and the marsh and boats and docks from my front porch. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But somehow this place has become our haven and has pulled us out of the emotional and mental and financial rut that we were in. We don't even spend the same money that we used to because we just don't feel a need. There's nothing that we need to replace. We don't feel like, oh, I got to be doing something. I got to be away from the house. No, we just want to be home. We want to invite our friends over, have dinners. We're closer to friends. We're closer to family. We attained exactly what we wanted by moving down here, but it was a risk. We didn't know. We thought that's what we'd be getting, but we truly didn't know. We truly didn't know if we were going to have the outcome that we wanted. But we did say, what's the worst that could happen? We stay a little while and sell it. We're not going anywhere. This house is going to be ours for a very long time, and I want to be able to do that for you. If you're feeling like you're stuck and you just don't know which way to go, but you know something has to happen, something's got to give, then let's talk about it. Let's see where you need to go, what you need to do, where might make you happier. Is it you need to be close to work, but the traffic is killing you? Or you don't really necessarily have to be anywhere specific for work, but you need to be close to where your kids are doing sports because y'all spend so much time with that. Want to be closer to friends and family, or you need to be in a community that you feel like you belong. I mean, we drive around here and wave at everybody, and then every time they come by my house on their golf carts, because golf cart community, they stop and say hello. Everyone. Within the first weekend of us living here, I had met every one of my neighbors. So if you feel like you need that community, if you feel like you just need an escape, and we need to find you an investment property to be able to escape to for a little while, that's what I'm here for. In 2024, my goal is to help as many people attain the stillness that we have received and brought to ourselves this last year when we sold and bought our new house. That is my goal. I want to help as many people as possible in 2024 to feel what we feel. We're happy. We're thriving. Our kids are thriving. We love everything about where we live. We see the potential for the future for where we live. And we are in a community that I feel like we are an actual community. And I needed that. I didn't realize that's how I needed what I needed, but I needed that. And if we need to brainstorm what you think you need, what you and your family need, maybe something that your kids need and you need to make a big change for your kids, let's brainstorm it. Let's talk about it. Let's see what options we have and where we can change things to better serve you.